Hello, dear friends. Today we are going back in time to 19th century, partly to 17th century, by visiting Eesti Vabaõhumuuseum, which is open air museum, which is collecting old farms, old houses, old buildings. Uh, they are mostly real, collected together from different sites from all over Estonia. This very first farm here is from 19th century, and they were growing linen and making fabric of it. But they also had some time to grow apple trees and stuff in their garden. When we go back around 200, 300, the picture is quite different. The farm is still quite big, but the peasants were working mostly for the local mansion, which means the home yard was quite empty. There was only one big stove heating the house. You would get a better feeling when visiting the place in winter. By the way, did you notice this small cat hole in the wall? Despite the cold, people still allowed their pet animals walking in and out because they were very important when catching mice and rats. Yes, and many tools, of course, made without any electricity. This very nice pub house here represents the pubs and guest houses standing often by the roads all over the country and owned by local mansions to make money by selling liquor. The pub named Kolu Inn is open also nowadays and very popular among the visitors, offering very authentic food here. Well, some people did not own any land those times. For example, this is a sauna building where there is just one single room separated from hot washing room where someone was literally living in. But smells good. Well, this sauna here at least has a chimney, whilst South Estonian smoke saunas obviously did not. Well, these two, three houses here are not saunas anymore. These are shelters for the nets by the sea. Fishing was a very important activity for people living by the sea, of course. It should be nowadays as well, but I'm not very sure about the cleanness of the Baltic Sea. Even it looks nice here. And here is the promised oldest building from 17th century. This is the Paslepa Chapel from west side of Estonia, actually from the Swedish area. One of the oldest wooden buildings in Estonia, after all. And for the contrast, here is one local baron's summer villa, also from the 19th century. Looking good, isn't it? Well, but now jumping back to 1938, this is a local shop selling everything important during those times, starting from products for horses. Very sweet and lovely ladies by the counter, by the way, very authentic. Stuff for housekeeping, some food, and some drinks to take with you to the local open air party zone where we are walking right now. Just listen to the sound of that distant village swing. This is a place for meeting, dating, and making new promises. This is what I call swing music. Yeah, earlier we already passed one windmill, but these are all different. They are made to stand on one pole and grinding crops for only one family, or a little bit bigger, or even much more bigger for the whole village and the whole district. Yeah, well, that swing is completely useless when you're alone because this is made for at least minimum 4 people. Well, the windmills can be more often found in North Estonia, where the wind is stronger, but the landscape here already starts to remind South Estonia, where we are heading to. I forgot to mention that West Estonian islands have branded their windmills also pretty well. Yeah, these kinds of barn dwellings were quite common in 19th century. But the fields of South Estonia are also quite rocky, so some of the walls were already built of rocks, much stronger and also lasting longer. For example, this rocky castle-style farm is originally from the very southeastern part of Estonia, which is nowadays territory of Russia. You may also notice the influence here. And this very ugly house here is of course Soviet time collective farm apartment building. Very ugly but practical architecture, and also there is you can see this green collective farm bus standing there. This is already from 1960s. A complete decadence compared to this next nice South Estonian tiny farm built and owned by a local blacksmith. In this tiny sauna room you can see the wool cut from the sheep just the day before we visited the museum. Well, friends, thank you for watching. Keep warm, keep cool, and visit the museum during the Midsummer Day, especially because there will be a huge bonfire by the sea, and you can, of course, try out the village swing and maybe find a date for the life. So, if you liked it, hit the like and cheers!